Hello, Soldierboy here, and Happy New Year to all of you. I just thought I'd do a quick channel update as we head into the new year, explaining what's going to happen going forward, really. I've done a community post recently explaining our order for our live stream main game. I just thought I'd do a quick channel update at the same time. But I hope everyone has a good holiday period. Hope it's all gone well and you've got everything you wanted. That's always the important thing, isn't it? Now, as always, we'll start with me, injury-wise. We had the spinal injections in early December. We've had our checkup. They haven't worked. They've had the opposite. They've made things worse, which has been fun. The next step, we were offered two choices. We could manage the CRPS conservatively with painkillers for the rest of my days, basically, which currently isn't working, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. No painkillers seem to touch half the issues I've got going on with it. So the other option was a spinal implant. And I know I touched upon this previously and said it's a possibility in the future. So we're now waiting on the insurance to say yes or no. If they say no, there's got to be reasons behind that. If they say yes, we then have to do loads of tests to see if we're allowed to have it. Because the CRPS is in the foot, they have to map out the nervous system in the foot. And I was told by the doctor, and I never knew this, the nervous system in the foot is the hardest nervous system to map out because it's deeper. Don't know how that works. So we've got to go through a load of tests if it's all accepted and allowed. And then if we are allowed to have it, we'll have the spinal implant, which involves a surgery to put a machine into the base of our spine, wires going up the spine into the nerves in the spine, that I can then control from my phone. Technology is amazing, I must admit. It'll be charged via a battery pack that I wear that uses conductive technology to charge the batteries, but I'll have to go back every 10 to 15 years that the battery's changed. If you have the implant, it also means you're tied to the hospital for the rest of your life because you need to go back if there's an issue, battery changes, that kind of stuff. So there's a lot to think about and take in. I obviously opted straight away for the implant. I don't want the pain. I'd rather the pain wasn't there. It would make my life a lot better, essentially. So, yeah, to have the implant would make, if it works, there's no guarantee it works. That's the other thing they did say. There is no guarantee. It could make things worse. But yeah, so I don't see a way of managing this conservatively with painkillers, as we can't currently. So we'll see if we get accepted for the implant. The insurance says yes and all that good stuff. But that's kind of where we're at. So I think for the next at least 3-6 months, probably nothing's going to change. It's going to be managing as best we can with what we have while we wait for all these other things to be decided. I think that's kind of where we're at. And I know you guys keep asking me what's going on, how's it going and all this. So that's kind of where we're at, to be fair, in that regard. I had a few comments messaged me privately and said the Christmas message, they liked it, but they could see that I was a bit down. Yeah, I was struggling. There's no kind of bones about it. It's been tough. And occasionally you have these moments of reflection and you do think, what if? And it is difficult, you know. I'm seeing a psychologist because the insurance are paying for it. I don't have to, but I kind of think I needed it when I needed it. And it's working to a degree. It's about acceptance, but then my idea of acceptance is different. You know, I'm told I haven't accepted the injuries for their severity. Now, my issue with that is if I accept the injuries for their severity, then I'm giving up. And in my head, I can still beat this. But on the other hand, I have been told by just about every expert we've seen, there is no beating it, there is no cure, there's living with it, and that's about it. So it's been tough, and I keep having these moments of reflection where I kind of down myself and, you know, kind of go inwards. And I was having a bad day, but I needed to record it. I tried to be as happy as I possibly could to do so, and obviously I didn't hide it very well. So I apologise if people felt I wasn't quite as happy and jolly as I should have been. I was just having a bad day. These happen often, to be fair. We had to cancel a stream last week because I just overdone it over Christmas. Being out with family, I went to my other half brothers with all the family there, and I stayed longer than I should have done. And yeah, I've been in bits. because of it. But yeah, I've got to learn that pushing yourself isn't a good thing in some ways, because you can do yourself more harm than good. I think that's the thing I struggle with, the balance, more than anything else. That's something I'm trying to work on as much as possible. Okay, all the bad stuff out of the way, all the me stuff done anyway. I'm on to the actual channel stuff. 5 minutes of just me, eh? That's never good. Okay, I did a community post recently about our order of live stream games. So we're currently working through God of War Ragnarok. When we finish that, the plan is Marvel Midnight Suns, a game I've been looking forward to for quite a while. I think it's going to... A lot of people are going to be one of those that take it or leave it, because it's card battling system. I know some people aren't into that. I really want to look at it. I want to give it a go. I love Marvel anyway, and it's something I've kept an eye on for quite a while. But on the caveat to that, we have Hogwarts Legacy coming out in February. Now, depending how long God of War takes us to finish, and whether we'll do a vote for whether we do the Platinum on Ragnarok, same as we did with God of War 4. Obviously, we'll try and factor that in. If there's a crossover and we can't quite fit Marvel's Midnight Suns in before Hogwarts Legacy releases, then we'll probably put Marvel's Midnight Suns on the back burner, do Hogwarts Legacy, then Midnight Suns. But it's kind of be one or the other after Ragnarok. And then after that, thanks to a very kind contribution donation from Crazy Irishman, a ex-work colleague of mine, he donated us the money to buy the trilogy of Batman games. So we are going to be doing the trilogy, Batman's Arkham trilogy, get the name right, once Midnight Suns / Hogwarts Legacy is done. That's kind of our thing. So it does mean there's no vote for a while on the main live stream game, but once Final Fantasy VII finishes, or Watch Dogs Legion, whichever one comes first, because Watch Dogs Legion has started now, we'll do a vote for next episodic game. I need to run through kind of which ones we kind of think will work, which ones won't. I've got loads of stuff on our live stream list that it's going to take us forever to get to. So this is where episodic things work better, because it means we get more games in, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure. There's a load of Yakuza games now on PlayStation Plus Premium. There's a load of Far Cry games. Not every game suits live stream, and vice versa. Not every game suits episodic. So it's kind of a tough balancing act. I've got to try and work out what's going to be on that vote, but that's what we'll do. Normally I pick the episodic games, but I think whichever finishes first next, you guys will pick the next one from that. It may be another Final Fantasy, to be fair. I don't know. I'm not too sure at this point, but we'll figure it out as we go along. We always try and make it work. We're still doing the God of War 4 Platinum. It's just been tough trying to fit that in over the holiday period. These last 2 weeks have been tough to try and schedule things, and obviously with family and Christmas and New Year, you know. I'm recording this before the New Year's Eve stream as well, to be fair, so I can't comment on what happened yesterday, day before, because I don't know. That's always awkward. But we will continue that. Now, I do have one game I'm not sure about at this point. So Genshin Impact, it's been a game that we started because the subscribers, you guys, suggested it to give it a go. It's not my normal style of game. It's not my normal graphical style of game either, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and you know, the story wise is brilliant. But the last time we streamed it, we hit a wall. So the Archon quest in the big crater that I can't remember the name of, which is helpful, we are not high enough to beat it. Now there is more story coming over the course of the new year, and that's fine. There is TCG to go and do some more of. I haven't done very much of it. There's exploring, there's other side quests to do. My issue is grinding, and I always knew once I got to a point of where grinding was compulsory to carry on, I would struggle. And I'm kind of getting to that point. Now, I'm not saying it's going away. I'm not saying we're going to stop doing it. But I've got to work out a way of still enjoying it without grinding. And I know it's a gacha game. You have to grind. That's the only way you get higher characters and that kind of stuff. But that isn't what I enjoy. I enjoy the story. I enjoy the exploration. I don't mind the fighting, but it's not the be-all and end-all. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not saying it's disappearing completely. I'm just saying it's currently in my head. I'm reviewing it whether or not to carry on or just wait for more story or just leave the Archon quest that we currently can't do and do all the other stuff. There's lots of other stuff to do within the game itself. So it's one of those. I'm kind of in two minds at this point. let me know in the comments what you think about Genshin Impact and what you think we should do. As I say, I've always said from the start, we won't play a game I don't enjoy. And if I'm not enjoying something, I will happily say so. And this is me now saying, I kind of think we may have hit a wall, but only on one part of the game, if that makes sense. So that's my kind of issue. But let me know in the comments what you think. It may mean we take a break for a couple of weeks. We actually had a week or so off because of Christmas. So it may mean a couple of weeks and then we go back to it and see what we think. It may be that. I don't know. I'm kind of in two minds. This video has gone on a lot longer than I expected it to, as they always do. But I think that's everything. I think I've did it all. I think so. I'm kind of confused. I may have done. This coming week, I know the schedule went out yesterday. Get my days right because it's recording before the schedule goes out. I've used a lot of my back catalogue of pre-recorded edited content up over Christmas to cover the Christmas period. I had a couple of weeks of really down days where after streaming I kind of just didn't do anything but stare at the ceiling. So I lost a lot of time, and it happens occasionally. It happened for a good couple of weeks where I was struggling running up to Christmas. So I'm kind of run out. The schedule will reflect that, but we'll go back to normal live streams as of this Wednesday. I think the boys back at school as a Wednesday morning. So we'll go back to normal live streams as of Wednesday, and content will go back to how it was. Hopefully this week, if I can get myself back into it quickly enough. If not, the following week, it will work itself out. So I don't want someone to look at it and go, oh, the schedule's a bit lacking this week. It's just because I've caught myself up and I had a couple of bad weeks where I just didn't have enthusiasm or motivation, to be fair. I think that's the thing with recording episodic stuff as well. It keeps me busy. Mentally, it keeps my brain focused, which is perfect. But the motivation isn't the same as live stream. When you live stream, you're talking to people. You know there's people there. And even if there isn't, I always act like there is, and I would talk normally, so that doesn't bother me. But when you're playing something, although you're enjoying what you're playing, to then go back and edit it, voiceover, and there's no feedback as you're doing it, it can get quite difficult at times, especially when you're struggling. So, yeah, I've kind of caught myself up, which I didn't think I was going to do. I was quite well ahead. A lot of it was used over some holidays as well, to be fair. But we're kind of there. I think, as of recording this, we're 940 subscribers. So a massive thank you to all 940 of you. Thank you for the last 2 years. It's been incredible. I've seen the views on the 2-year video, and that's incredible. So thank you all for them views as well. 60 subscribers to get monetized. We've got the watch hours, so that's not an issue. We just need 60 more subscribers. Something I never thought we'd get close to, and we're very close. We've been close for a while, to be fair. And we're slowly getting them. We go up and we go down as normal. If we get there, we get there. Like I said, it's not something that I'm focused on. It's never been a focus of mine to get the subscribers. I do advertise the channel a little bit more than I have done. But there's still things I know I need to make the channel better. Like a better microphone for voiceovers and stuff like that. There's all them kind of things I need, and that is all waiting on the insurance and all that kind of stuff to be dealt with. So the channel's not as good as it possibly could be. So I'm amazed and always surprised by how many people we have join us, say hello, drop a like for what it is at. But we will get there. We're building. We know what we want to do for the future. It's just a case of time and getting there slowly and steadily. And we will. You know, I'm now officially medically retired from my work. I lost my job. Well, I officially lose it as of the 5th of January, to be fair. But they had to do it as part of the process because I physically can't do my job anymore. So that is now official as well. And I think that was some of the reason I was down towards Christmas, was because that become a focus. You know, I always knew about a year in after the accident, I knew I was losing my job. It was obvious. They couldn't keep me employed while I physically couldn't go. So I knew it was happening. But knowing it and actually have it happen are two completely different things. And yeah, it hit weirdly. So yeah, we're going nowhere. The channel's still going, and yeah, I'm not going to be able to go back to work for a very, very long time. So this is my day job for me, unpaid intern, volunteer work, that kind of stuff. But yeah, we carry on. This has gone on a lot longer than I expected to. So a massive thank you if you've stayed here all the way to the end. Very much appreciated. And yeah, we've got some good stuff coming up on the channel this year. Future games coming up as well. We're looking at things like Wolverine game that's coming out, Spider-Man 2. We still need to do the first Spider-Man on the channel at some point as well, if hopefully we can get there. Yeah, there's lots of good stuff coming up. So thank you for all the subscribers. Tell your friends. And we'll see you in a live stream very soon. Happy New Year, and we'll see you soon.